Hi. Bartering. You kind of need to know how to do it. It's helpful in life in general, in everyday life. Believe it or not, most people don't realize it, but it is. Most of America or in the world has been trained to just go into the store and this is the price, this is what it is, and when we leave. In a disaster situation or even high ticket items, you have to barter. You don't just accept the price that is put out there. Now, that could mean a lower price bartered, a higher price bartered, or you can get more volume and then resell some yourself to recoup your costs. So, the reason I'm talking about this is I'm going to be putting out a video or a series of videos about preparedness and what items to get for bartering from a list of people that I have met over the years, interacted with, and also the people from online that are focusing on they've lived through the disasters, they've lived through the emergency preparedness, they've learned how to barter and do things in order to get things done in austere conditions. So with that in mind, how do you start learning to barter? What do you do? Flea markets are great. People will barter with you in flea markets. You can even get people to barter in other places. I've gotten Barnes and Noble to cut down a price on a book for me before. Not every day does it happen, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Now, granted, that was a while ago. I did that with Barnes and Noble. More commonly, people experience bartering when they go overseas and go to the flea markets or the open air markets, maybe a better way to say it, in different cultures. Or if they're doing some trading within a village, if they're going into like do some mission work and ended up being in a small village, a couple hundred people, and you bartered with when you did transactions in that town. The restaurants weren't necessarily a set price. You would walk in and there's 15 of us, we'd like to barter this price, and you did it. Now, before people get upset about we're taking advantage of the wealthy Americans ripping the people off, they actually, if you don't do that, they get a little insulted with you. So we're actually staying within the culture in that situation. So please don't be upset that we're doing that. And some of us actually could have bartered a lot better pricing and done that, but didn't do that. Barter to what we knew would be fair to them and actually generous to them. And so you got to know your market, and who you're interacting with and what you need to do, and not be afraid to walk away. Done that many a times when doing bartering. For example, I was over in Asia a number of years ago, and I bartered to get 20 items from a booth that was, just selling trinkets to everybody, because a number of us wanted to get the items, and they were all trying to buy it one off. I tried it. One of my friends said, "I'm just going to buy mine." They bought theirs, and they paid about 5 times what we did. Now, before people get upset about that, that's, we're just using a scale, working on it. Don't be offended by that aspect and miss the point. The bartering is to be able to learn how to interact and do things, to know and understand. If I give you a chicken, how many potatoes should I get? What's fair for you? How much effort did you put into raising that chicken versus how much effort do you put into growing those potatoes? Or in a barter situation, I have a Bic lighter and you have 5 tomatoes. We're going to work out how to do the trade, because I've had this Bic lighter for a long time. The 5 tomatoes are worth how much versus the Bic lighter. Today, one Bic lighter, you couldn't buy 5 tomatoes. But in a situation where people are starving, maybe you couldn't as well. But the other thing is, people don't have ways to start fires easily. So it depends on the situation. You need to know what the other person wants and needs, and sometimes you have to go barter with a third party to get the item, to get the stuff from the first party. So just things to think about and learn. But going to local flea markets and yard sales and bartering is good, where you can walk away and it's not a high stress situation, so you experienced it somewhat. Now, even better, I've found when overseas, going into the markets and doing that type of bartering, I've done it for commercial what levels to get handcrafted things to go into small boutique shops, and done it from the personal level. And again, these people that are doing the bartering over there, I've talked to them, interacted with them. It's not taking advantage of them. It's actually what they expect and do, and they have that price built in, and they won't agree to it if they don't make money. That's just that's the bottom line. And so you learn to do that. Pick up those skill sets now, so that in a disaster situation, you're better prepared to do it later. And like I said, I'm going to be releasing a number of videos here in the near future about items to put back for bartering, and for even potentially having a small like cottage business to going on, and to help you in a long-term disaster situation, possibly even make you some money right now. So hopefully you have a good day and be safe out there.